The South have had 2 sessions now, with the third happening tonight. It's all building up to the first South game in over 6 years for the district side, with the return of the Inter-District Championship. The South will face Edinburgh at Netherdale on Tuesday the 9th of May at 7 o'clock, and it's giving local players from all the clubs in the Borders a chance to represent their area. Players like Gareth Welsh of Hawick and Craig Dods from Gala.
Oh, listen, it's been great to sort of come together with a lot of the boys from the Borders that you know already, but getting to know them a little bit better and really upping the standard of training. As you could see out there, it was pretty intense tonight. There's going to be a tough sort of ask getting in 23 because a lot of good players, especially around the stand-off position. So it's going to be a bit of work, but yeah, listen, a bit of history. I think my dad maybe won against Australia at Hawick, so there's definitely a bit of history there as well.
And he's no doubt sort of passed on a few memories of his own to you.
To be fair to him, he's a pretty humble bloke, so he's pretty quiet about his past.
But the whole thing, I mean, having the South back again after, it seems much longer, but it was 6 years in fact, when the last game was played at Bridgehall, Caledonia, and the South since the century, new century of course, 4 games, 4 wins.
Listen, hopefully we'll carry on that. But like you say, it seems to be like people thought it maybe died away, but there's definitely a bit of buzz with everyone that's here, and everyone wants to be here. If they didn't want to be here, they wouldn't come along. So there's definitely a want for everybody to be here.
As the same with Hawick, there's been that many great players that have came through the South and represented the South. Obviously without the early history, but also recently. So you mentioned that last game. You can list off most folk could probably list off the team off the top of their head because there's that many great players in it. And as you say, they came from behind and actually put in some really good scores against them. You had boys like Lee Armstrong dancing their feet, or Bruce McNeil still kicking a boot.
The 39 will soon be cut to a matchday squad of 23. Selkirk's Bruce Riddell and Melrose's Donald Crawford are among the 39 who hope to make the cut.
Some really good players out there, and it's great to be in the environment with those types of players, and I think the big thing you've got to look at is, this is the top level amateur, and the boys want to be here. They want to, go for that jersey. So, they've got that intensity, they've got that buzz to try and get that jersey. And a lot of people are speaking about how it's good to see it back. It's good to see the boys out training and squads being named. So hopefully there'll be big crowds down here when we play on the 9th, and it'll prove that it is worthy of its comeback.
Players who normally you're playing against, now you're playing with. It's a very interesting situation, and one which I'm sure you all enjoy for different reasons.
Yeah, especially in the Borders. I mean, it's obviously, your biggest rivals, and then you're battling with them all season, week in, week out, and then you come together last week. But everyone's, it is the Borders, so everyone knows each other, and it's close knit group. So I mean, you all get on, you all see each other around at the sevens and stuff like that. So it's been quite easy to gel as a squad, I think, which will probably have a bit of an advantage over the boys up in Edinburgh and Glasgow and Cali.
As well as Matty Douglas as head coach, there are specialist coaches involved, including Musselburgh's Andrew Clark, Melrose's Bert Grigg, and Iain Chisholm from Peebles.
Matty's gave us a lot of leeway in terms of what we're coaching and how creative we can be. For me, that comes under attack. I'm loving being back in amongst boys I've not seen or spoke to in years, and I'm loving getting to know guys that rugby is a small circle, isn't it? You know of them, but you don't know them. So look, I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying my contribution, and I'm loving the intensity the boys are training at the moment. And look, it's probably my favourite part of the week this Wednesday night. And it's the South, isn't it? It's the red and white hoops, and the boys understand what that means. They understand the responsibility that they've got to not just each other, but the jersey and the local area. Because look at it, we might be parochial when it comes club v club, but when we come together, it's a beast of itself.
For many, it's an important training session tonight, their last chance to impress the selectors. But for those who are left out, there'll be further opportunities in the future, as the Inter-District is back to stay, and injuries can open up doors for others to come back into the squad. Regardless, the experience for all players at these sessions, which have raised the level of intensity, will have done everyone the world of good. Stuart Cameron, ITV News, Netherdale.